A recent 5-4 Supreme Court decision has escalated the legal standoff between Texas and the Biden administration over border security measures. But the dispute centers on Texas installing concertina wire along parts of the Eagle Pass border to deter unauthorized crossings and whether federal authorities have the right to cut or remove these barriers. The case, Department of Homeland Security v. State of Texas, has now returned to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals for further examination. Texas initially filed a lawsuit against the federal government, arguing that federal interference violated property rights and the Administrative Procedure Act. Texas maintained that the wire was crucial for border security. Federal agents began cutting sections of the wire, prompting Texas to seek a temporary restraining order, TRAIR, which was granted to prevent such actions except in medical emergencies. However, when Texas sought a permanent injunction, the court denied the request, though it acknowledged that federal actions were frequently unnecessary. Before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Texas appealed to the Fifth Circuit, securing emergency relief to halt federal actions temporarily. In response, the Biden administration sought intervention from the Supreme Court, which overturned the Fifth Circuit's decision allowing federal agents to continue cutting the wire. Governor Greg Abbott responded to the Supreme Court's ruling by accusing the federal government of failing to enforce immigration laws. He cited Texas's constitutional right to self-defense under Article I, Section 10, Clause 3, asserting that the state would continue its efforts to secure the border against what it views as a persistent threat. The Fifth Circuit remanded the case to a lower court for 60 days to gather additional evidence. During this period, the Biden administration moved to dismiss the case, arguing that Texas lacked legal standing and that its claims were baseless. House has opposed the motion, accusing the administration of attempting to prematurely end the legal process. When the Fifth Circuit resumed the case, oral arguments highlighted judicial dissatisfaction with the Biden administration's approach. Federal lawyers argued that the court should disregard new evidence from the remand period, but also reserve the right to use that evidence in future Supreme Court appeals. This perceived inconsistency drew criticism from the judges who questioned the administration's fairness. Additionally, the administration claimed that the Supreme Court's earlier decision effectively resolved the matter, a position that further frustrated the panel. The judges expressed concern about the administration bypassing their authority by appealing directly to the Supreme Court. Based on the oral arguments, the Fifth Circuit seems inclined to rule in favor of Texas, potentially overturning the district court's decision and granting a preliminary injunction limiting federal interference. As this happens, the Biden administration is expected to appeal the ruling, likely bringing the case back to the Supreme Court. This case highlights broader tensions between state and federal authority over border enforcement. While Texas argues for its right to defend against what it views as an invasion, the federal government asserts that immigration and border security fall under its jurisdiction. The Fifth Circuit's pending decision will significantly impact the direction of this dispute and could set an important legal precedent. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.